So the cerebral hemispheres cover a lot of other stuff that's contained within the brain. So you can't see here the midbrain or the diencephalon, which I showed you, but there's also other things contained with it, other structures in the brain which we need to know about. So I'll just remove the cerebral hemispheres. So what we're looking at now is some of the stuff that's contained within the hemispheres. So I'll just show you what I did here. So we're looking laterally at the brain. We've got the cerebral hemispheres, we've got our cerebellum, and we can see the medulla and the pons from this lateral view. So I'll remove the left cerebral hemisphere, and we've got these structures that are contained within it. So you can see that the hemisphere was here, and I've removed it, and we're looking at these structures inside the brain. So I'll get rid of that one as well. So I'll just show you some familiar structures. So you can see the thalamus on either side, so the thalami. You can see the hypothalamus, and if I remove the cerebellum, you can see the midbrain with the colliculi sitting on the tectum. So what we've got inside contained in the hemispheres are basal ganglia, the limbic system, and ventricles. So we'll take a look at the basal ganglia first. So we'll actually use this model with one half of the cerebral hemisphere, because it's a bit easier to orientate yourself when you can see the hemisphere. So the basal ganglia, the term is actually a bit of a misnomer. It should be basal nuclei, because these are collections of cell bodies which are contained in white matter in the central nervous system. So they should be called nuclei rather than ganglia, but they're called basal ganglia, so we'll stick with that. So you've got three parts to the basal ganglia. You've got the caudate nucleus, which is this structure here. So you can see here it's got three parts. It's got a head, a body, and a tail which winds around like this. So that's the caudate nucleus, and then outside the caudate nucleus you've got the putamen. So this is this this round curved structure. So this is the putamen, and just sitting medially to the putamen you've got the globus pallidus. So I've just faded away the various structures, so you can see the globus pallidus, which has a internal and external, or lateral and medial part. So the globus pallidus is these two structures, the lateral and the medial globus pallidus. So these structures sit medial to the putamen. So collectively the globus pallidus and the putamen are referred to as the lentiform nucleus, or the lenticular nucleus, and the caudate nucleus, which is this structure with the head, the body, and the tail that winds round, combined with the putamen, is called the neostriatum. So you've got these structures on both sides. So if I just rotate around to the other side, you can see the C-shaped caudate nucleus. So you can see its head, the body, and the tail. You can see the putamen sitting laterally, and you can see the globus pallidus with its lateral and medial parts sitting medially. And from this anterior view, which we're now looking at, you can see our structures from the diencephalon, the thalami. So these sit medial to the globus pallidus. There are also two other components of the basal ganglia, which are the subthalamic nucleus and the substantia nigra, which I'll show you in another tutorial. So the next part is the limbic system, which is quite complicated because it's not actually an anatomical